van los tres chingones. I gotta tell you, man, I'm gonna give myself a karaoke machine and start really getting down, Holmes. Nah, I won't do that to you guys, dog. You guys need your ears for the rest of your life. Hey, man, what's up, dog? Welcome to Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Shout out to you, Andres. Shout out to all our chingones and chingonas out there. Cannot forget about our beautiful, beautiful chingonas. Let's go ahead and get one of the chingones up in here. My man, mi hermano one, Mr. Mike Zavala.
Mike Angelino Sports. Tres Chingones, Ed Trucker, Dave, and Mike Angelino. Baby, vámonos.
Hey, speaking of David Contreras, he is actually on his way to Chicago to go handle some business. Safe travels to our brother, our chingon, David Contreras, who is on his way to Chicago. Mike, you ever been to Chicago?
No. I would love to go.
Yeah. So would I, man. So would I. I would love to go, man. I would really like to see the rivalry between New York pizza and Chicago pizza. When I talk to a New Yorker, that's the best pizza in New York. When I talk to someone from Chicago, nah, Chicago pizza. I want to go both places and eat some pizza, and this guy will decide, Holmes. What's up, Suzanne? What's going on with everybody? Okay, so before we get started, speaking of David Contreras, he went ahead and got at me and wanted me to make a few announcements. By the way, shout out to everybody who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bam, to all our chingones and chingonas out there. Hey, okay, a few announcements. So next Friday, next week, right here on Los Tres Chingones, we are going to have a special guest. Boxing historian David Martinez will be on with us. This is a guy that David's been talking about so much, man. This gentleman, his whole house is just a complete museum of boxing. I mean, his entire house. David has had him on his other channel before, back in the day, and I watched it. This gentleman just can walk around his entire house, and it's just boxing memorabilia all over the place. What an honor to get a guy like that on, man. I can't wait for that, man. A boxing historian. So again, next Friday, boxing historian David Martinez will be right here on Los Tres Chingones Boxing. What's up, Andrew? And then also another announcement. The 26th, which is what? Not next Friday, but the Friday after. I believe it's in 2 weeks. That is 2 weeks, yeah. We are going to have boxing trainer Jesse Moreno from Temecula Boxing Gym. Boom, shout out to Temecula Boxing Gym. Dang, it gets hot down there. Woo! It gets hot, man. So those boys are training down there, man. I don't think they make it nice and comfortable and blast the AC and come in here and cool off while you skip some rope. I don't think that's the way they roll, Mike. So yeah, and so again, next week we will have boxing historian David Martinez on with us. In 2 weeks, we will have boxing trainer Jesse Moreno from Temecula Boxing Gym. Boom, right there, man. Gracias for all of that. What's up, Joaquin?
Andres.
That's a cool you right there, big dog.
Little water shot. I gotta drive. I'm gonna hit the gym today. I don't want to get in no accident, man. If I drink one, I can't stop, man. Andres, me quiero que choque, man, or what? I gotta drink some water, man.
Orale, Joaquin. So, we're gonna get into a couple of subjects. Yes, we know there's a fight tomorrow. We're definitely gonna get into that fight. That's for damn sure. I do want to give a nice big shout out also to Ringside Reporter. They had David and myself on yesterday. If you guys are watching this live, they had us on Thursday. Yesterday, we were on there for 2 hours talking boxing. Awesome. Somebody might say 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. And back for some more, man. Can't get enough of it. So shout outs to the boys over there, D-Style, and all our fellas over there, man. So before we get into the fight, let's get into a couple of subjects, a couple of things rumbling around the news. Check this out, Mike. Let's start with this one, okay? I know we're going to get to one that's going to ruffle some feathers, but before we do that, let's get to this one. Tyson Fury, just last night, we were talking about Tyson Fury possibly fighting Derek Chisora. He's calling out Derek Chisora. Today,
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Fury announces his retirement, his third retirement, Mike. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Before anybody wants to jump and be like, come on, dog, who's going to believe him? Here's the thing, okay? Source say, okay, according to the WBC, where's that? Okay, WBC president Suleiman confirms Tyson Fury's retirement. What does that mean? I don't know. Does that mean they're going to take him off the rankings? Does that mean now he's not, champion? I don't know. I have not completely looked into it because this just happened today. Mike, what do you say about Tyson Fury's third retirement?
Yeah, man, this is news to me. Just a couple of days, I just saw that he came back. Like I told you, we called it. He's gonna come back. So now he retired. I don't know, man. I still think he still has some boxing left. So I don't know. I don't know. He's pulling something. This guy has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and he loves the attention. I still think he's coming back. Puro Tijuana, primo. Vámonos, Saúl. That's my friend's dad.
Yeah.
De mi compa.
Shout out south of the border right there, man.
Puro Tijuana.
Hey, okay, Mike, does anything mean to you that the fact that Suleiman, president of the WBC, has came out and said, like, hey, he's retiring, does that mean anything to you?
I think so, man, because you can't babysit the belts. Somebody's got to get them, man, because there's money in that. The belts, they're to make money. They're not just to have them around your waist. You collect money off of that. So if he's not paying or he's not active, somebody else got to get those belts, and they got to pay that rent for those belts. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Yeah.
Yeah. I cover wrestling as well. Tyson Fury is scheduled to be at the next pay-per-view, which is going to be, I believe, in London. It's going to be somewhere over there in his neck of the woods. He is scheduled to be there. I don't know if he's going to be in a match or just be there to cut some promos, get out there, rock the mic. I mean, he's a celebrity over there. He's huge, right? So he is scheduled to be there. So he is making money, off other things, man. It's not like this was his only source of income. And he's been with he actually had a match in the WWE before. So he is scheduled to be at the next pay-per-view, which will be across the pond. Is he going to have a match? I don't know. That's still kind of up in the air. But he's definitely scheduled to be there. So, yeah, I think maybe because the WBC came out and said, like, hey, it's confirmed. To me, it just says that, again, I have not had a chance to read all into this story of what that really means. So I'm just kind of taking my best educated guess. I'm assuming that the WBC is dropping him from the rankings. He is no longer the champion. Does that mean that Tyson Fury cannot come back and have a fight and make money? No, of course not. This guy can come back, Mike, in the summer if he'd like, and just call out the champion. And some way, somehow, probably that's the fight that's going to happen. This guy's not going to have to come back and climb up the ladder, Mike. Maybe one fight to knock the rust off of him. But this guy's a big star. This guy sells tickets, Mike. Fury going to face the UFC guy, Francis.
That's a good point, yeah.
Look, I could see him having these crossover fights. I mean, there's money there. If there's some UFC guy, some MMA guy that's wanting to throw on the gloves and get in the ring with them, I mean, Fury's a character, man. Fury still has something in the basement. All right, let's I don't know if we should get to that subject first or let's kill a little bit of time with this story, man. It was said that Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy have moved on from the Tank Davis negotiations. It just dropped today that they're sticking with that negotiation. I don't know what that means. I got no idea. Mike, I don't see this fight happening. What about you?
No, man. The Al Heyman. It's hard to make business with Al Heyman, and it's hard to make business with Golden Boy. We know what happened to Munguia. De La Hoya couldn't get that fight. That Garcia, he can't get that fight. Roberto Ortiz, he got him a big fight. No. That's why Canelo left. Canelo left Golden Boy because he wanted to get the big fights, and he left him, and he got the big fight. So I don't think it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think it happens either, dog. I just I'd rather just Golden Boy just move on and Tank just say like, it's not gonna happen. We're just moving on to something else. Than for them to just keep on saying like, no, we're still working at it. We're still working at it. Chales, man, it's not going to happen. Hey, I hope I get proven wrong. Believe me, that's the one that I'm like, you know what? Prove me wrong on that one because I ain't trying to do 100 push-ups. But with the
I think we're gonna have to do those 100 push-ups because it looks good. The Crawford fight, it looks like they're gonna sign, dude.
I mean, we don't know, dog. So Dan Rayfield came out, reported it. Outside of that, there's really nothing else, man, to go on.
Okay.
So a fight that they agreed to. Moving on, man. Lee Wood has agreed to fight Leo Santa Cruz. I like that fight. That's a good fight. I know we're kind of moving fast here, everybody, but we're trying to get to certain subjects. But Leo Santa Cruz and Lee Wood have agreed to fight. Now, I want to make it clear. The fight is not made yet. It's not set. It's just they both agreed to fight each other. What do you think about that fight, man?
To tell you the truth, Ed, I haven't done a lot of homework on Lee Wood. He went under the radar for me. I didn't even know that Leo was going to come back. Yeah, dude, my bad on that one.
Yeah,
let us know.
Yeah, Leo Santa Cruz, he just kind of, just start flying under the radar, and it's like, okay, I don't know what was going on with him. He hasn't really been making too much noise, man. He just kind of faded off. But, now he's coming back. He's going to fight Lee Wood. I do like the fight, man. But, again, they just agreed. So it doesn't mean that the fight is made. And if anybody's asking, how can that be? It's the world of boxing. That's how it is. It's not a done deal. They just agreed. Mike, you like the matchup between Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks Jr.?
Yeah, that one. I saw the little conference. Chris Eubanks is way bigger than him. I know they're in different weight class. I'm not. What weight class are they going to fight? Is there a hydration clause, or they're going to fight the catch weight? Those are the questions I have. I don't have the details of those. And I mean, is he daring to be great to fight the bigger man? But man, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
You know what? You bring up a good point. They're fighting, I believe, at 156 or 157. It's a catch weight. You bring up a good point. I'm not sure if there's a rehydration clause. For Conor Benn's sake, I think it'd be good to have a rehydration clause. Definitely. I did see them meet face to face, just like you did. Wow. The size difference is significant, man. Yeah. It is. Conor Benn is my boy. I love Conor Benn. I think this guy is going to be great. I'm picking him to win, Mike. But yeah, man, when I saw the stare down, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Size does matter at some point. I mean, we saw it with Danny Garcia. His punches were doing anything to Benavidez, man. No. So I don't want that to be the case here.
Yeah, and is Conor Benn is a rising star. Well, the other guy, he's already like he's not even in his prime yet. He hasn't done anything in the sport. Conor Benn is promising. So if they're throwing him to the Lions, his promoter or his management, they're doing a mistake. But I think there has to be a rehydration clause. They're fighting at catch weight, and we're gonna see if Conor Benn has boxing ability. Like you said, Danny Garcia, he doesn't hit hard at 154, but he did show great boxing ability, footwork, head movement, and in and out. And let's see if Conor Benn could do that.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know what Andrew Martinez is saying right here in the comment, uh, Connor Ben's father and
Okay.
Chris Eubank's father, they fought
Okay.
quite a few years ago. So this is some sort of like family feud and stuff like that. I saw a good interview today with Connor Ben, where he's wearing a Laker jersey, and here's what I like about Connor Ben: the kid is hungry. The hunger that he has reminds me of Clubber Lang in the movie Rocky Part 3 when he's first training to fight Rocky Balboa. That hunger, when Mikey's all like, he's hungry, when Mickey, he tells him, he's hungry. I don't want anything to do with it, because he's too hungry. That kind of hunger I see in Connor Ben. And I'm telling everybody, man, watch out for one Connor the Destroyer Ben. Even if he loses this fight, it's like, well, look, he went up almost 2 weight classes, what have you. But I see that hunger in him that I'm not really seeing in too many other stars, man. I see greatness in other fighters, but the hunger that he possesses right now, I don't see it in anybody else.
Wow.
Let me see. Nigel Ben ended up beating a preacher who I thought was a beast in his day. Yeah. Nigel Ben. See, there's the whole family feud to it, but it's a weird matchup. It just came out of nowhere. As soon as they said, hey, there's talks about this fight being made, as fast as I'm turning my head to say, like, what? It just said, hey, it's done. Like, damn, just out of nowhere, dog.
Yeah.
It just came out and happened. So with that, Mike, let's go ahead and get to let's go ahead and get into a topic, guys.
I'll be back. I mean, just kidding.
Before we get into the fights that are taking place tomorrow, which we are definitely going to talk about, let's go ahead and get into this topic. Earlier this week, I dropped a video talking about Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC, the World Boxing Council. They get together once a year and talk about boxing issues. So one of the issues that they're going to talk about this year is transgenders. We know that transgenders have competed against actual females in other sports, including combat sports. They've competed with them in MMA and beat the hell out of them. Obviously the Leah Thomas thing, the swimmers, the weightlifters. I don't know this for sure, Mike, but I remember somebody saying even in kickboxing there was a transgender competing with the females. I don't know that to be true, but I know in MMA it has happened. The WBC has came out and said, we're not going to allow that. That's not going to happen. Okay. What they are looking to is transgenders fighting each other. Mike, what's your thoughts?
Man, I kind of believe that, man. Yeah, because genetically, man, if you're born, and with all due respect, and I'm with any movement, LGBT, whatever you want to be, whatever you identify, I respect. But yeah, man, if you were born a man, genetically, your bone structure is bigger, and if you find a woman or a female, you could really hurt them. So that's kind of iffy. I don't really want that. But if a transgender or someone that identifies and genetically they were born a man or genetically a woman, and they want to fight each other, hey man, yeah, why not? Why not? I'm anyone could fight. They got to be good though. They can't just be, you know what I mean? If they suck, I don't want to watch it. But if they're good and they get down, hey man.
Okay. Hey, Mike, I'm just gonna ask you the question. Would you watch transgender boxing?
Oh man. I gotta think about it, Ed. I'll get back on you on that one. That's a hard question, man.
Okay. All right. Check it out. And I'm asking everybody on the chat too, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Again, shout out to all my chingonas and my chingonas out there. Would you guys watch transgender boxing? Okay, here's my thoughts on it. Okay, I 1,000% agree with what you said. No, it's not for me personally. Child, dog, you cannot be throwing transgenders in there, especially in combat sports. In my opinion, in all sports, but especially in combat sports, man. I'm not down with it, Mike. I don't think you throw transgenders in there to beat the living hell out of hyenas. Child, dog. I don't think that's right. I know that ain't right, man. And that, it's just a bad look. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. And I'm not making an argument that transgenders should fight females. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is if transgenders do want to get into the sport of boxing, first of all, the population of transgenders is very, very, very low. Okay. So that's one. Second of all, how many transgenders actually want to get in the ring and fight for a living? That now we're talking about a fraction of 1% of transgenders. We're talking about, you could probably count them on one hand, maybe two hands. Yeah. So, and now that you want to bring weight classes into it, how much competition is there really going to be for transgenders to be fighting one another? That's not an argument that transgenders should be fighting women, because not Charlotte, dog. That ain't cool, homie. I'm not down with that. However, I'm just gonna say that I like what the WBC is doing. I just don't think it's going to work, because if you just think about it right now, females are having a hard time finding great competition. Clarissa Shields, she's pretty badass. How great is she? We don't know, because there's not a lot of good competition out there for her in her weight class. She's dropped quite a few pounds to try to make some good fights. We're talking about moving 2 weight divisions and McCaskill and trying to make it, because there's just not enough females that are that interested to get into the sport of boxing, dedicate their lives, because boxing, homie, you already know this, Mike, it's your life. You dedicate yourself to it, to actually get those skills, to go out and be great and make a true career out of it. So if we're having trouble with females, finding other great females to fight one another, when we're talking about transgenders, which is, I don't know, what is it, 1% of the population globally?
Yeah, very low.
Yeah, and that's just the population. Now we got to talk about that 1% of that actually want to get in the ring and fight. I just don't think it's going to work. But I do like that the WBC is saying we're not going to have transgenders fighting women. Mike, what do you think about that? Do you think they can actually find enough transgenders where they could start throwing down in the ring?
I mean, maybe not right now, but if they have the door open, maybe in the future, if they want to join boxing, little by little, it's going to take a few years, 10 years, I believe, or more, if they want to do it. But you don't play boxing, man. You could try playing soccer, football, swimming. You don't play boxing, man. You could really die, man. This isn't a sport that, oh yeah, because of this, come on, try it. No, man, you don't play boxing. You gotta be born with this, and you gotta really want it. And it's not just for fun, man, because you could really die. So that's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
Oh, Andrew. Oh, Andrew.
Penis in hospital does not make you a man. Andrew.
Yeah, you know what? Look, and by the way, I know we're only thinking about matos that turn into hyenas, but the other way around too. If girls want to turn into dudes, again, I mean, you're gonna put them in there with guys and all, but at the same time, it's like now you're taking testosterone. Now you're cheating, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how are you gonna level that out if you want to have a girl that says like, nah, Charlie, I want to be a dude, I'm sorry, and I want to throw down and treat me like one and all that. But if you're taking testosterone, that's a cheating movida already. How is somebody going to actually evaluate the levels of testosterone to make sure you're not overdoing it, going in there, all freaking steroid out, all like the Incredible Hulk already, man. You know, so I look, all this stuff is all tricky, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be, everybody wants to satisfy everybody, and some scared. There's the real world, Holmes, and it does not work like that unless the population of the transgenders go up, or as many of them that want to actually want to get in the ring. Because right now, I just don't think there's enough transgenders, man.
Yeah.
So I think what do you think you think the WBC is going to catch heat over this for making this statement?
Man, I believe so, man. They're gonna catch that heat. Luckily, boxing's not too mainstream. It is, but like ESPN. I mean, it is, but it's like, you know what I mean, regular TV. But I think they'll catch some heat. Man, we're living in a time that you got to be careful what you say and how to say it. And like right now, we're talking about it. We're being open-minded and we're giving our points, but we have to just still got to be careful. I think they'll catch some heat. But hey, man, boxing, you can't take any testosterone. You got to be clean. And there's weight classes, like we said, you got to follow those rules. And then, like I said, you're genetically, men have different bone structures. They're stronger. So if you identify as who you identify, you fight a real woman, you could really hurt her and you could really kill them. And I don't think that's fair, man. You want somebody to die because of your hand, because you know what I mean? In your hands, I don't think that's what people want, anyways. So it's very tricky, man.
I'm gonna say this, Mike. I'm not sure if they'll catch some heat yet. I agree with what you said. Boxing is not all that mainstream, right? If it was like Dana White that came out and said that, maybe he'd catch some heat, man. But boxing's not really all that mainstream, right? It's a global sport. Nobody really knows where to go. There is no, one person. I mean, it's the WBC, I get it, but it's they're just talking about boxing. It's just global. It's open, until there is a transgender that wants to box and they start denying that transgender to fight because there's not another transgender, then I believe there's going to be a lot of heat going to the WBC. And I think that's going to happen pretty fast. I think people are starting to gear up and say like, oh, they said this. Because a lot of the times people don't even really have a problem with it. They just want to push back. And I believe they're going to want to push back on this when there is a transgender boxer that really wants to go in there and fight, but that cannot, because they're not going to allow the transgender to fight a female. And they're going to have a big issue with it. They're going to push back. And Mike, honestly, I don't want this to happen, Mike. Mm-hmm. But eventually I think they're going to give in. Yeah. I think eventually they'll give in and the transgender will go in there and fight some females and beat the hell out of them. And it's unfortunate, but I think it's going to take a female to get like seriously hurt. Yeah. For people to start considering, to start waking up and be like, hey, wait a second. Okay, we can't do this. It's like, well, then who's this transgender going to fight? You're transgender. If you can't find another transgender, it sucks, but the world's not fair. The population's just not that big. Yeah. To have transgenders fighting each other. So I'm going to ask you again, Mike. I'm going to ask you again. If they find enough transgenders, okay, if the WBC finds enough transgenders to have them fight one another, I'm asking you, Mike, will you fight transgender? Would you watch transgender boxing?
All right, let's get it right. When you say transgender, a woman identifies as a man and a man identifies as a woman, right?
Yeah. Right.
If it's a woman that identifies as a man and wants to fight another woman that identifies as a man, I'm down. And they get down, I'm down. If a man identifies as a woman and another man identifies as a woman, they want to get down, I'm down, man. Let them get down. I'll watch it on the undercard. Why not? I'm not closed-minded. I know that it's a hard sport. You don't play boxing, man. So will it last? I don't think it's gonna last, man. it's like, you want to try it? Give it a try, man. You can't just say, I want to wake up and become a boxer, man. It's hard.
You know what? Big shouts to D-Style Boxing. He said it's happened before. I interviewed the fighter that fought trans. Okay.
Because there was an open gay fighter, Salido fight. I don't know if you saw it. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was good, man. He was good. But he got knocked out.
Yeah, but see, in this case, this is WBC coming out and saying they don't want trans fighting women.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. I just don't think there's enough trans. They want to have trans fight trans. I don't think there's enough trans out there that they're gonna fight each other. So we'll see what happens with this story, man.
Yeah, touchy.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you this. If they do find enough trans out there where they could start weight classes and they'll fight each other and everything, if it's good boxing, I'll watch it. If it's good boxing. Susie.
They have to get down, though. They have to get down because we give women and men a hard time. If it's boring, it's boring. So if they want to get down, they have to get down. No? That's it.
And look, I'm not going to apologize for this. I'm not that into women boxing. Okay, I'm not. I do like some women boxing. Man, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, to me, that's probably the fight of the year right now. That was a badass, kick-ass fight. Sinisa Estrada, I like watching her fight. McCaskill, she's pretty badass. I'm not that big into women boxing. I'm not apologizing to that, man. I like boxing. Women's boxing, a lot of it is pretty slow. The skills aren't really there. Hey, make of it what you will. So, D-Style, let me see. I was knocking everyone out, and I guess it was covered up. Oh, is that right? Oh, D-Style knows what's up, man. Hey, D-Style, if you got a second, homie, jump in. I'd like to I'd like to talk to you about that real quick, man. If not, if you're busy, it's all good, homie. We just kind of want to move on to the fights this weekend. Let them fight in the basement. Andrew's going hard, man. No need to apologize. They gravitate to you when boxers have some catch up to do. Yeah, that's true. Let me see what I was thinking about Shakur and Devin Haney. What I think about them, well, they need to fight each other, dog. I think Shakur is just a special fighter. I really do. I pick Shakur Stevenson over a lot of those guys at 135. And I know Shakur Stevenson is not at 135, but if he move, Shakur Stevenson is just a special fighter. He just really is. So, Mike, let's go ahead. Let's move on to the fight tomorrow, man. First, let's talk about Xander Zayas. I love this Boricua kid, man.
Phenomenal.
I love this kid, Holmes. This kid is game on, man. I like everything that I see from him. I think they're bringing him nice and good. Top Rank is doing a really good job in bringing this kid up. Putting him in the co-main event under Teofimo Lopez, man. Badass move. I love it. They're, having him fight. They're doing this whole Puerto Rican, Mexico thing, even though nobody really knows who the Mexican fighters are, but that's cool. Sell the fight that way. What's your thoughts on Xander Zayas, Mike?
Oh, that kid's phenomenal, man. That kid's, hey, he's long. He's a 154 pounder. He's going to move to 160, 168 in the future. 5'10", 5'11". He shoots different shots. He's the total package, man. He can throw body shot, that Puerto Rican liver shot, uppercuts, overhand rights. His footwork is phenomenal. That kid's a total package. The only thing I always ask myself, from Puerto Rican fighters do not have the best chin. Of course, there's exceptions to the rule, but they don't have the best chins. Out of 10, they're like a 7 or an 8. Gomez is the Trinidad used to get dropped, get back up, and knock you out. Cotto was getting dropped a lot. So let me see his chin, and he's a prospect, but we've seen a lot of Puerto Rican prospects. We've seen the Juanma Lopez, el Felix Verdojo, Edgar Berlenga. They go up and they go down. So let's see if this kid has it, man. He looks promising. We said that before, though. So, yeah.
I never really thought about that, man. Cotto, great fighter. Was a little touchy on the chin. I will say that. Let me see. Those fighters are Bums, you need to join the CCD Mexican Awareness Program. I don't know what that is. Let me see. That kid is going places. Yes, he is. I believe he is going places, man. And I'm gonna agree with you, Mike. That the Vato Zayas, I saw the weigh-ins today. He looks sucked up. I don't think he's sticking around at 154 much longer. He looked very skinny.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's unhealthy to make 154, but he's young. He is growing. He's gonna move up very soon, dog. This time next year, no way is he at 154. And this kid's starting to become a star, man. I like Zayas. I really do, man. So let's see what he does tomorrow. This fight is obviously it's made for him to win. I saw the weigh-ins, dog. I mean, the kid is game on. I like it. I like seeing this kid fight. I like everything. This kid is a star in the making. He has already said that he wants to fight Canelo. And I said this before. Wow. I said this before, right? Give it about 2 years. If Zaya stays busy, I could see that happening. You know, I mean, Canelo, if he's still boxing in 2 years, he's not old to be boxing in 2 years. Zaya stays busy, fights 4, maybe 5 times a year, but we'll stick to 4. I could see him getting in there. Hey, let's see what's up with my boy D Style. What's up, D?
What's up, D Style?
Yo, so my power's out and this phone has a 5% battery, so I'm gonna try to be really quick.
Yes, sir.
So it got, yeah, you guys were talking about like what if, and I agree with you. I didn't catch everything, but I don't want to see.
I'll just recap it real quick. I'll just recap it real quick. The WBC.
What is that?
I'll just recap real quick. The WBC came out and said that they will not have transgenders fight women, that they're going to look into having transgenders fight each other.
Okay. I mean, well, good luck finding a league of them, right?
Right.
Yeah. But what I'll say is this. It actually has happened before where Suzy Q Ramadan, she's a boxer out of Australia, former world champion. She fought for, I forget it was a vacant belt or she was defending the belt, but she fought like a girl who it was very abnormal, like a woman knocking like all the women out. Like they don't have high knockout ratios in those weight classes or in general for women. She said when she fought this girl, quote unquote, it was the hardest she ever been hit. She never felt punched like that. Right, so that was like a red flag to her. She did outbox her and win like a decision, but it was discovered that she was born a man, like the girl that fought.
Okay, so
and apparently, from what she says, she had reason to believe that the WBC like knew about it, but that they just didn't know anything about it.
Oh, man, you're breaking up a little bit. Okay, so did they know that she was born a guy? Or that was found out afterwards? I think we lost D. You there, D-Style? Nah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, this connection.
All right, D. I'm gonna get you off. Nah, I think we lost you, homie. Yeah, we lost him. All right, man. That's crazy. And he said in the comment that they covered it up. Wow, dog. Australia too, huh? I wasn't sure if he said they found out afterwards that it was a guy or not. That's the interesting part to me, man. That's crazy. All right. Man, I'd like to look into that more. So, but for now, let's just keep moving on, man. Teofimo Lopez. Man, we talked about this kid last night on Ringside Reporter. Before we get into anything, Mike, I just want to ask you, what's your thoughts on Teofimo Lopez?
Oh, man, I have a lot of questions. There's a lot of question marks, man. There's a lot of questions. He's coming off a loss. and he's moving up in weight. This isn't his weight class. He's fighting a rugged Mexican, the Paisita Mexican from Mexico. He has a good record. I saw some highlight. He looks good, man. That Mexican guy, he looks good. So there's going to be a lot of questions, man. Is his power going to move up with him? Can he box? Can he bang in the inside? Because he might get tired because the weight's going to catch up to him, just like it did to Canelo. And might get tired. Like Danny Garcia moved up to 154, and he showed great boxing ability because he has no power at 54. So is his power going to translate up there? And can he box? And can he bang?
I believe his power will move up with him. It seemed like he was almost killing himself to make 135. I think he looks good at 140. It's a better fit for him. Yeah. I think he's grown to that. I saw the weigh-ins today. He looks good with it. He was being interviewed by Max Kellerman afterwards. Okay. And we were, like I said, shouts to the Ringside Reporter. We were on there with D-Style last night. And we're talking about this. He looks a little off, Mike. He looks good. He looks strong. He looks in shape. He looks like he's ready to rock and roll physically. Mentally, he's sitting there. There's after the weigh-in, and Max Kellerman is asking him questions, and Teal looks like he's been crying, man. I'm not saying he was, okay? I'm not saying he was, but he just looks, man, like he just got out of the bathroom, man, from crying. Like,
yeah,
the kid's got a lot of emotional stuff going on. Hector is saying $20 gets me 300 if Campa wins. Hey, bet 20. You know what? Shoot, if that's the odds, Holmes, I'll probably bet $100 then, man. I mean, come on, dog. You can't go wrong.
Campa look good, man.
Nasty, I'm going for Campa. Oh, wow. Yeah. I know, Campa, he's not a very popular Mexican fighter. He's only got one loss. The guy's got over 30 fights. You look at his rap sheet of who he fought. I mean, nobody really, man, right? But he does have a lot of experience because he has been there in the ring professionally a lot more than Teofimo has. However, Teofimo Lopez, to me, is such a talent. Just such a specimen, such an athlete. I think the kid can be very, very special in the sport of boxing. But he's got other problems. He's got other issues. He's got home with whatever the heck's going on, man, the divorce. He can't see his kid. It seems so dysfunctional what's going on. And on top of that, Mike, his old man, I don't know him, but his old man is really, he doesn't strike me as a team player. He strikes me as like, I'm in it for me, like my son's got to do this for me. I could be wrong. I don't know the vato.
Yeah.
But, we saw George Kambosos drop Teo. Teo comes back to the corner, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly word for word. But his dad is telling him, come on, man, you got to get this guy out of here. What are you doing? That's exactly what he was trying to do, and that's how he got dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his dad's a good trainer, dog. I don't think. I think Teofimo Lopez Jr., I think he has been making it happen just because he's such a special fighter. But it's only going to take him so long. He's going to need that special training alongside with them. How say you, Mike?
Yeah, Ed, man. Like you said, when he fought that Kambosos, what are you doing? Knock him out. It was the third round, the second round. When you tell him to knock him out, there's a game plan. The fight's 12 rounds. The only thing I got to say is that he does have a great assistant trainer. There's a Cubano. I forgot his name. He trained everyone. So he has a good it's like his assistant or someone. He's he had who do he have? I think he had Ugas or somebody, and he helps out Teo, and that's why he gets a lot of his skills. I believe so. But Yeah, the dad, just like Virgil Ortiz's dad. Let me just say, make a connection. When Virgil Ortiz was fighting 2 Saturdays ago, there was 3 voices: the dad, Manny Robles, and the dad's best friend. They were all talking to him like, dude, one voice, man. Like these dads sometimes kill it, man. But like I said, we said it. Some dads are Hall of Famers, and Tito Trinidad's dad, Morales' dad. So, but I agree with you, Ed. I think the dad, he took him so far, and I think he plateaued, man. I think he needs a new blood. He's crying. You think he's really emotional. He needs some motivation, man. That's the only way out of that. He needs a new spark in his life. And we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see tomorrow. He's fighting a rough Mexican, man. This is a hard test, a real 140-pounder.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, check out my boy D Style Boxing, man. That's there's a few channels, a few boxing channels I mess with. Some of them I just I won't even say it, but there's only a few boxing channels I mess with. His is definitely one of them, man. And that interview he's saying on there is on his channel. If anybody's interested in seeing the girl that fought a transgender, that is interesting. I didn't know that took place. Look, man, you just brought something up, Mike. Okay, having the dad in your corner, having the dad on your team, having the dad as the main voice is just going to sink. And his dad, forget about dad. His dad is just going to sink him more. If there's family issues, he's never getting away from those family issues, Mike. This is why you go to the gym, you have another trainer, and you get away from those issues. You're not thinking about anything that's going on in your family or back at home. Like, Chale, dog, that ain't here right now. It's all about the fight. It's all about your next opponent. You have your old man, that old man, right? You have him there. Then you just take that problem with you, because I'm sure, the conversation is there. You see your old man. You keep on thinking about the issues that you have at home. I see a lot of dysfunction. It's all out there on the media, dog. It's not like we're putting any dirt on there, man. It's all out there. And I saw the interview after the weigh-ins, and I'm just like, this guy's eyes looked like he's been crying. He looks like he just teared up. I did not like what I saw, Mike. You got a couple of guys. You got Andrew saying Compa had a Mexican heart. I'm not doubting that. Hectic. I'm not doubting that. I mean, look, Mike, who do you pick tomorrow to win? Why and how?
Man, dude. You know what, me? I always go for the underdog. Well, don't follow me here because you might lose your house. But I think they made a mistake, bro. I think they made a mistake. He's not mentally ready. I think Compa, the Mexican national, he's there to win. The Mexican fighters, we don't know who they are. Like what happened to Flores, the kid from Mexicali knocked out Flores from Sacramento. I think we're gonna see that, man. He's gonna bring it to him, and Teo's power maybe not gonna translate to 154. And I think the Mexican fighter is going to bring it to him, man. A big guy bringing it to him. I'm going to go for the underdog. I'm going to go for Campa.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go out on my shield on that, Ed. But you don't bet the house, man.
I'll bet $100. I will, man. Let me see. He talks more about God now, but then talks all kinds of papas about everybody. Talent fighters, pero no valen vergas. A person. Look, man, I love Teofimo Lopez, man. I love him, dog. I'm a fan of his, man. And I think it's great for the sport if Teofimo wins, and if he continues to win, man. Bring that charisma, bring that personality out. Do those backflips, Holmes. It's badass, dog. I love seeing it.
Teal's fire.
Damn it.
Oh, damn. You're going there, man? You're going to go there?
I want to believe that he's going to win tomorrow. I want to believe that. Okay. We were on Ringside Reporter last night, and I was picking Teal. After what I saw today, after the weigh-in being interviewed by Max Kellerman, and he just looked like he just got done rubbing his eyes, crying, man. And what Joaquin is saying is true. Like, he's talking about God more than ever. But I just, This kid needs someone to be disciplined on him, to be hard on him, not somebody that, hey man, you know, I need another gold chain, you know, and let's hang out like I'm part of your posse. Nah, Charlie. He needs somebody to be there for him in another way, man, of just like his dad's not going to take him anywhere, dog. I'll just say it right now. I don't know the guy, but I'm saying it. His pops ain't taking him anywhere. His dad's going to end up holding him back. And if his career does not go any further than what it is, it's because his old man did that. Now, one can say, hey, Teofimo Lopez should have kicked his dad out. That's kind of a hard thing to do. It sucks. But, yeah, man, he's definitely need another trainer. Teofimo Lopez is way too talented, way too skillful for his old man to be training him. He needs a very good, crafty veteran trainer to get the best out of him, because there's a lot there that Teofimo Lopez can do. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see it. I am going to pick Teofimo Lopez to win tomorrow. I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick him to win.
Decision? Decision or knockout, Ed?
Man.
Yeah, you gotta give me the whole enchilada, man. You can't just say Teo.
Matador, what's going on, man? Shouts to Imperial Valley, Holmes. Let me see. And everyone else in the chat. Okay. Let's see. I seen the weigh-in. Lopez Sr. was in the phone most of the time. Yeah, he's on the phone most of the time. Maybe placing bets or talking masa. I don't know. What's up, Renee? Brenda Love, what's going on, girl? Campa knows, man. Look, nobody really knows Campa too much. He knows this is time to shine.
Yep. You know these Mexican nationals, bro, they're freaking hungry, dog.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna question his toughness.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he's got the skills to keep up with Teo.
So Teo's gonna outbox him. Are you gonna say that he's gonna outbox him?
Teo
gonna show some boxing ability?
No, not just outbox him. I think he's probably gonna stop him. I think, or at least drop him. I think Teo is going to win. Everyone, it's not going to be like the end of the fight. I think Joaquin or somebody was saying that, hey, this could be like the Pitbull Cruz moment when he fought Tank Davis. I don't think so, man. I think Teo is just too skillful, and I think Teo comes out with the victory. I think he stops him.
Stops him?
9th, 10-ish round.
Because Danny Garcia was a banger at 140, and he moved to 47, and he didn't really bang that much. He didn't have the power. So is Teo gonna knock out people at 40 now? Yeah. Is it gonna go? You're sure that he's gonna have that power he had at 140?
I don't think he can knock out certain fighters. This guy, I think he can knock out him. I think he can knock out Campa. Yes. Other fighters, probably not. So Teo
has to win. I mean, if I was the manager of the promoter, I wouldn't put him to lose. But dude, this guy's 34 fights, 23 knockouts. He's rugged. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy, but man, you're right, man. Teo might get it. He should get it.
Look at what D-Style said. Even Teo said it before. He sometimes wishes his dad was just his dad, not his trainer. You know, that just goes to show there's issues all over the place. However, in this fight, look, Mike, what happens if Teo loses? What happens with Teo? What do you think from here?
Yeah, that's a big setback, man. Taking an L like that. He's coming off a loss, and yeah, it's a big setback, man. I mean, everybody loses, but it's 2 in a row, so he needs to make a drastic change. Take his dad out for sure, man. I think so.
Yeah, Vince, I think he's both. I think he's talented. I think he's a strong fighter. I think he's both. I think Teo has a lot going for him, man. I really do.
I don't like this though, Ed. I don't like this. I don't like the hand down like that. I like this. I like this. I don't like that. That's the problem.
Okay. Let's not forget that this kid still has. I mean, what's this going to be like? His 15th? I don't know how many fights is going to be for him.
16 fights.
It's going to be a 16th fight.
17, I think now.
look how popular this kid has become in such a short period of time. Goes to show that he has personality, the charisma he has, the way he's able to sell himself. He is the complete opposite, man, of a lot of fighters that don't know how to sell themselves in the sport of boxing. You are your product. You need to sell yourself. He made himself a star fast, you know. So let's not forget that if he loses tomorrow, yeah, that might be a step back. I will probably be a little bit more concerned of what that's going to do to him mentally, what his dad is going to say to him. I'm concerned, man. But I think he gets the victory tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's the fights after that concern me, because now you're going to have to step up the competition. So, and can he knock this guy out? Yes, he can knock this guy out. I don't know if he could knock out the other guys at 140. But let me see. Teo in 8 rounds, top rank. Gave him easy fight to cash out later. Xander is going to be the star of the card. Xander's my guy. Xander is my guy. Mike, anything else, brother, before we check out?
No. Just check out Los Tres Chingones in Spanish. We every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and check us out Fridays, man. Tres Chingones in English. We're coming strong, man.
Yeah, and before we close it out, let me go ahead and make the announcements again. Next Friday, we will have boxing historian David Martinez on here. And in 2 weeks, we will have boxing trainer Jesse Moreno from Temecula Boxing Gym. So let me see. But he had a very bad beating from Cambosos. Some of the best never come back from that. Very true. Very true.
Coming off an L, yeah.
And if he is mentally weak, that's very true. He may never come back from that fight. I did not like what I saw in that interview, Mike. I did not, man. Yeah, I am worried. I'm worried. Yeah. I'm worried. But hey, we shall see, man. So again, check us out, dog. Go check out my boy D-Style Boxing, man. Congrats to Ringside Reporter who had us on. And whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing this. We can come back and do it again. Until the next round, we'll check you guys next time.